I know as soon as I say this, there's going to be people who think I'm ignorant or or just have some type of agenda that I'm pushing, and I'm not. I'm just reacting to the stuff that I'm seeing on the internet. And from what I understand, immigration leads to a or mass immigration, right? And the way that we've seen it is leading to insane levels of inbreeding, which are causing 100% increase in stillbirths. I didn't believe this either. You guys might not believe me now, but by the end of the video, you're going to be a believer. And holy crap, do we need to get a hold of this? Immigration is a weird one, right? Because this is going to blow your mind. I guarantee you, unless you're like an avid Joe Rogan fan, you don't know the episode that I'm about to pull up. But Joe Rogan and everyone who was listening, including mine, mind was actually blown away by the amount of inbreeding in immigration, and especially the immigration that's going on in Europe right now. It's quite literally insane. So I'm just gonna play this up. You guys are just gonna listen to this, and we'll speak afterwards. Cause holy, this is insane.
I think a part of it was inbreeding.
This is your own theory.
No. Look at
Someone else has a
Muslims and
theory?
inbreeding, major problem.
I've never heard this before.
Especially with immigrants in Britain, like the Pakistanis in London. They'll have all kinds of serious inbreeding problems because that's an even smaller sample size you're dealing with.
Strap yourself in for this. 70% of all Pakistanis are inbred. And in Turkey, the amount is between 25 to 30%. More stillbirths among immigrants. A rough estimate reveals that close to half of everybody living in the Arab world is inbred. A large percentage of the parents said, this is blowing my mind. So listen to the BBC investigation in Britain several years ago revealed that at least 55% of the Pakistani community in Britain was married to a first cousin. Holy shit.
Wow.
BBC's research also discovered that while British Pakistanis account for just 3.44% of all births in Britain, they accounted for 30% of all British children with recessive disorders and a higher rate of infant mortality. What in the fuck?
Yeah.
Labour Party MP has called for a ban on first cousin marriage. Medical evidence shows that one of the negative consequences of inbreeding is a 100% increase in the risk of stillbirths.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. That is insane.
I also read somewhere that a lot of the symptoms of inbred people are irrational rage,
Put that back up, Jimmy.
fanaticism, and they end up just describing ISIS.
Look at what it says here.
They just end up describing ISIS.
With the IQ points. It says findings on intelligence. Research shows that if one's parents are cousins, intelligence goes down 10 to 16 IQ points. The risk of having an IQ lower than 70,
Which is
criterion for being retarded, in quotes. Are they using that word?
Yes.
Increases
Yes.
400% among children from cousin marriages. Well, let me say that again. The risk of having an IQ lower than 70 increases 400% amongst children from cousin marriages. Jesus Christ.
And why don't we know this? Because
I've never
people
heard
don't
this.
like the truth.
Islamophobia. They don't like being
Because-
called Islamophobic by even discussing it. Like, we're going to be called Islamophobic for even bringing this up.
Information has to come out.
You blew my...
Yeah, this is just because the information that is coming out is something that you don't like, but is based on like truth, not like just because someone said something and is crazy, but like based off studies, time and time again, and like this can't be seen as Islamophobic, right? This just has to be seen as humans gathering more information, getting better information, and then making better decisions based off that information, not just off of feelings. And religion's such a hard one because religion, if you asked me in my 20s, I would have said it was stupid. But now I'm starting to get that it's more of like a social network and a social lubricant, really, for society, for people to come together, to talk, just because there's so much throughout the week of us having to work and put on a certain kind of face that if you can go to a church, whether it is, a Christian church, or I'm sure, you go to a mosque, same thing. You have a group of people coming together, talking about the families, making sure everyone's okay. So in all, I think religion's overall net good. But when we allow the feelings of religion and the fanaticism that comes with it to stop information because it hurts your feelings or hurts a certain agenda, I think that is a very damning and dangerous, dangerous thing. But let me know what you guys think. Genuinely, I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about all this. Inbreeding is a huge problem inbreeding is a huge problem in the British Muslim community. According to a recent study, 50% of Muslims in the UK and a whopping 70% of Pakistanians are inbred. The majority of disabled children in the UK are born from Muslim parents, and this is just it hurts your heart. We've seen this in America. There was what's more, a Joe Rogan guest who came on who interviewed an American family who was completely inbred, and one of the sons, all he can do is bark, the other one can say yes, no. And it's just it hurts. It hurts to see, because it's like, man, it's like a lack of opportunity and a lack of education, and I think those two things right there are just, there's so much discrepancy with that in America, of just how much opportunity and education one gets. But at that same point, in that same breath, I have to say a lot of that has to be put on you. There has to be at least some level of self-ownership in your own life. Now, if you guys' mind are as blown as mine is, please like the video, subscribe, share it with all your friends, make this more known and less as crazy person as it sounds like. The more this becomes public knowledge, the less crazy of a person you are running around with this information in your head, because this is insane.